as he's completed 75 laps of the Visit New Hampshire 100 and has a very healthy lead.
5.5 seconds is the gap between Lacroix and Shepherd. That translates to about a straightaway, as Pete told you. Maybe not quite a straightaway, but a healthy gap nonetheless. Car number 22, M.A. Cameron, up into the third position. Donald Teague, one of those guys that came down pit road earlier, is in the fourth spot now, and rounding out the top five, Anthony Simone. Great run for him as he rides in that fifth position. The top five pretty spread out here as they work their way around the racetrack, clicking off laps as we head towards the finish of this.
And now as Lacroix goes across the stripe, he can look up into the mirror and see nothing but clear racetrack behind him, because again, almost a straightaway lead over the 79 of Shepherd.
Kevin Lacroix having things all his own way here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The Visit New Hampshire 100, 77 laps in the books, coming up on 78 in the books, 22 to go in what has been an outstanding event. For most of it, we had a great battle for the lead. The last 30 or 40 laps, Andrew Ranger had stalked Kevin Lacroix, but then a broken part in the rear end caused the left rear tire to go down, and his day comes to an end as he sits on pit road. The team continues to work on that car, but he will not be a contender for the win. And without a caution, it looks like nobody else is either. Kevin Lacroix absolutely dominant at this point in the race.
Yeah, and Ranger, who was sixth in the points coming into the weekend, just a handful of points over Kevin Lacroix, who was seventh, so Ranger could lose a couple of spots in the points. He'd like to get that fixed and come out and turn some laps. A little bit of urgency from the crew down there to see if it's something that they can repair while they're on pit road. And though we're not losing any other cars right now, coming back out on the track, he won't necessarily advance that many positions unless a couple more cars drop out before the end. But we've got just about 20 laps to go, and our leader maintains that now almost 6-second lead.
Absolutely dominant at this point in the race. The only guy that could run with Kevin Lacroix was Andrew Ranger, and he sits on pit road efforting repairs on that machine. In second, Peter Shepherd doing a nice job as he has a comfortable lead, about a 5-car length lead over the third place runner. As we go at this point, that would be the 22 of Smallna as they make their way down the back straightaway. And inside 20 laps to go.
Yeah, that gap, third, fourth, and fifth closing up a little bit too, as Shepherd now he's going to feel the heat from the 22 of Cameron. They race down into turn number one. Shepherd, who had a very comfortable third place going before Ranger dropped out, now has some serious competition as the gap is closing between second and third. And not too far off of that battle is Donald Teague in the 24 running in the fourth spot. So these three cars are all within striking distance as they race out of turn four.
And the folks that make this series possible for NASCAR Pinty's were founded in 1943. They produce and provide a complete range of premium quality fresh and frozen chicken products to the retail and food service industry throughout Canada. Pinty's, a proud sponsor of the NASCAR Pinty's series, as they make their United States debut, and Kevin Lacroix absolutely making a party out of it for he and his team, as he is pretty well checked out. Without the benefit of a caution, it looks like it is his race to lose at this point.
Yeah, barring any mechanical problems for sure, and I'm sure that's far from his mind at this point, as he's going to go into the history books of winning the first ever NASCAR Pinty Series race here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If he can keep it up, as you said, that lead, 5 seconds, so he'll encounter some of the lap traffic here before too long. But again, the laps continue to click off. We'll have 84 complete of the Visit New Hampshire 100 when he crosses the stripe this time.
Peter Shepherd continues to run in second. M.A. Cameron in third in that GM Pale machine, as that is the top three. fourth position at this point. Donald Teach doing a nice job, has not been able to advance further than that despite the pit stop for fuel and adjustments. He is comfortable on fuel, and rounding out the top 5 is Anthony Simone. As a nice run for him, but a long way back from Donald Teach.
Yeah, he's got a straightaway. Teague has got a straightaway over Simone as they race now through the third and fourth turn. We continue to watch that battle for second. Again, it's about the same length between second and third as Cameron trying to close the gap on Shepard in that race for second as they head down the backstretch. They're going to encounter the same lap traffic that the leader did a couple of laps ago, and they're going to have to negotiate their way through.
Thought maybe the experience of a few of these guys might pay off. Donald Teach in the American Canadian Tour style cars, as well as Cole Powell in the NASCAR Whelen modified style cars. Thought that experience might pay off, but just doesn't seem like it's coming to the forefront here today. As a guy who's never raced on this racetrack is out in front.
Shepard picks his way through the lap traffic in the first and second turn. And now Cameron has to do the same thing. He's going to have to split those lap cars. And wow, just barely squeezes through going into turn 3. Didn't help him in his race for the second spot, though, as now Donald Teague's going to pick his way through.
Martin Cotet continues to circulate around in that 11 car after that opening lap incident where he got into something, backed it into something, and heavy damage on the rear of that car. The team has propped the spoiler up the best they can, but that car just not right as he's a number of laps down, but continues to circulate around and have a little fun here on this Saturday afternoon.
The leader makes his way out of turn 4 and across the stripe. He has completed 88 laps of the Visit New Hampshire 100. Can pretty much coast home now, provided no mechanical issues here in the late stages of the race. He thought he was going to get into a battle with Andrew Ranger until Ranger went out with mechanical problems a handful of laps ago. Ranger 14 laps down, is being scored in the 15th spot here late in this race.
Lacroix comfortably out in front. The bumper-to-bumper auto parts, number 74, that red and white machine, absolutely dominant here in the late going today. He's really changed his line a lot when he was trying to hold off Ranger. As Ranger making his way, he's going to head for the garage. That 27 car done for the day. Tough break for the Mopar team. Lacroix had really let the race car run up the hill when he was trying to hold off Ranger. Now that he's all by himself, taking a much more conservative line, keeping himself away from that outside wall as he makes his way up off turns 2 and 4.
Good battle for the second spot now down into turn 1. Here is Cameron with a move down underneath Shepard. Finally caught him and passed him to take over second. So a whole separate race right there in the battle for second. And he's able to make that move as he not only reeled him in, but was able to make the pass. So M.A. Cameron goes to second. Shepard is shuffled back to third. Then you're going to go back several lengths to Donald Teague fourth. And Anthony Simone is in the 5th spot, but he's quite a ways off of our 4th place runner, Teague, as again we continue to clip the laps off at a pretty good pace here. Just 9 to go.
Shepard trying to stay with that 22 car of Cameron. Shepard in the black 79 trying to stay with it, but now Cameron starting to open up that gap just a little bit, as Teague would love to run down Shepard, but just running out of laps. And then Simone further back. Does not look like he is going to be able to advance his position without the aid of a caution or mechanical difficulties on the cars in front of him, as Cameron continues to open up the gap on Shepard now.
And taking a look at our pole sitter and very early leader of this race, Cole Powell, in the number 3. He's running in the 6th spot, but closing on DJ Kennington in the 17. That is a race to get back into the top 5 for Powell as they head out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. They too will encounter some of that lap traffic and have to pick their way through here in the late stages. Now just 7 laps to go.
Battle now between the two top point getters 47 LP Dumoulin picks up a spot on Alex Tagliani as they make their way off of turn number 2. Powell needs to continue to advance as many positions as he can if he wants a shot at that championship when they head back to Canada and the Jacasa Motor Speedway.
Boy, that battle between Dumoulin and Tagliani isn't over yet. They're going to go 3 wide out of turn 2. Tagliani tried to use that lap car as a pick, and it didn't work. Dumoulin held tough. But now Tagliani pulls back out in front of him as they head down the backstretch. Again, Tagliani tries to use the lap car as a blocker. They'll go 3 wide again momentarily, and Tagliani will lead him across the stripe. We've been talking about the fact that that is a battle for the point standings up in front, as Dumoulin was leading Tagliani by only 5 coming into this event. So if Tagliani can stay in front of him, it's to his advantage. But again, they're dicing it out on the backstretch. That's the best race on the track right now, even though that's back just inside the top 10. Talking about 8th and 9th. They are side by side and about to come into some heavy traffic as they race out of turn 4.
Things really good there in the back half of the top 10. It's almost easy to forget that Lacroix is way out in front leading this thing. No real racing through the top 4, but back at 5th on back, things really starting to liven up, and that's where all the points leaders are getting. Lacroix back out onto the front straightaway. He'll cross the granite stripe. 4 laps to go. 4 more trips to go as Powell tries to pick up a spot on Kennington through turns 3 and 4. Dumoulin right there on Alex Tagliani. Those two continue to duke it out.
Yeah, this is a great race here for both of those positions. Kennington and Powell, Tagliani and Dumoulin, they're all racing right together down into turn 1. They're going to fight at it all the way to the end, and that is going to be only about 3 laps more.
Dumoulin drops to the bottom on Tagliani. Looked like he was going to pick up the spot, couldn't do it. Powell the same on Kennington as they work their way back to turn number 3. Powell within a couple of car lengths of Kennington. Dumoulin right on the back bumper of Tagliani. Those are the 2 battles on the racetrack right now, and those are the 2 battles in the point standings. Keep your eyes there as Lacroix continues to show the way down the back straightaway.
Yeah, and Kennington with Powell on the back bumper, and Tagliani using the second groove right up there is going to make Dumoulin go way to the bottom. He's going to make the pass. Now he's got a little bit of breathing room, couple of car lengths as they head out of turn 2 down the backstretch.
Lacroix, 2 laps to go now, 2 to go to pick up a dominating win, but Kennington and Powell continue to battle. Powell trying to drive away off turn number 2, get some clearance on Kennington. Tagliani in the 18 trying to do the same, and Dumoulin in the 47 as they make their way down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Powell now up into the top 5 as he was able to make that pass on Kennington going into turn number 3. And he'll be 5th. Kennington is 6th. Tagliani is 7th. Or rather, Simony is 7th and Tagliani is 8th as they go under the white flag, and just 1 more lap to go.
Kevin Lacroix off of turn number 2 and out onto the back straightaway. He has just about a straightaway lead. Things going all his way here as now Powell has separated himself from Kennington, and it looks like Tagliani is going to do the same from Dumoulin as they make their way off turn number 4. Here comes Kevin Lacroix.
Kevin Lacroix will be coming to the checkered flag. Meanwhile, a tough break for M.A. Cameron, who dropped onto pit road, but the checkered flag is there, and Lacroix wins it. Wins it by quite a distance. Here's your second place driver across the stripe. Shepard in the 79. Then Teague in the 24 will be in the 3rd spot. Powell comes back to recover for 4th because Cameron ran out of fuel getting down onto pit road. So Powell will be 4th. DJ Kennington will be scored 5th. Anthony Simony will be 6th. Alex Tagliani 7th. LP Dumoulin 8th. Amani Williams with a nice recovery will finish 9th. And Cameron unofficially scored in the 10th spot. All those cars, most of those cars up until Williams on the lead lap. So we have a thrilling finish, even though the leader wins this thing by over 5 seconds. We had some great battles just inside and outside the top 5 all the way to the checkered flag.
And not just battles on the racetrack, but battles in the point standings. Cole Powell going to pick up some points. Looked like Alex Tagliani will pick up a point or two on Dumoulin as they head to Jacasa. Things tightening up. One race to go here for the Pinty's NASCAR Canadian Series as Lacroix here with a little bit of a burnout on the front straightaway in celebration of the win. Peter Shepard right there giving him room to do the donuts now as Lacroix having a little bit of fun as he wins the first ever United States round of the NASCAR Pinty Series here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Visit New Hampshire 100.
Yes, and he's about to pull up and pick up that checkered flag to take his victory lap, the historic victory lap here at the Magic Mile, as he enters the record books by winning the first ever Pinty Series race, the Visit New Hampshire 100. And he's actually got to get unstrapped in order to reach the flagman who passes the checkered flag through the fence, and he will proudly display that flag as he leaves the start-finish line, and a bit more of a burnout for that bumper-to-bumper number 74, and he'll make his way around the Magic Mile celebrating a big win here this afternoon. We will, right after our victory lane ceremonies, we'll move right into the Apple Barrel 125 for the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. You can see those cars making their way out onto the racetrack now.
And NASCAR and Pinty share a common goal of delivering the highest quality product to their loyal and passionate fans. Pinty's is proud to be the official sponsor of the NASCAR Pinty Series in Canada. Pick up a quality Pinty's chicken product at your local grocery store. As congratulations to Kevin Lacroix, who is out on his victory lap. He'll make his way back to the front straightaway and to victory lane, where he and his team will celebrate their win here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And we'll hear from some of our competitors down in the garage area as they make their way back. And, of course, we'll hear from our winner in victory lane as he makes his way towards the making his way to victory lane. We'll hear from him. Joe Koss will be stopping in to get a word from our winner, the very first Pinty winner here at New Hampshire. Joe will be covering the garage area. Scott will be down in victory lane. Guides that car into our Sunoco victory lane right in front of the banner for the Visit New Hampshire 100. As we said, the K&N Pro Series all staged and ready to go. And a reminder once again that following the conclusion of our victory lane ceremonies for the Musket 250 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, big post-race party down in the fan zone. So we'll invite you to stick around for that this afternoon. If you want to take a little time before leaving the Speedway, you can get down there and enjoy all there is to enjoy in the fan zone, including an after-race concert as well, Andy.
Yeah, and if you're looking for any more information on all the stuff going on in the infield and on the racetrack here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, check out the New Hampshire Motor Speedway mobile app for schedules, maps, important race day information.